Okay, guys, welcome everybody. So first things first, and let's talk about the Bybit trading network and basically why the Bybit trading network. What is basically the vision here? And I think I've been doing a lot of posts. My team and I will be making a lot of posts in over a month now, and a couple of them got to be featured on news platforms and the national dailies, which we saw both on Vanguard, on Tribune, I think on Guardian as well. And I think recently I actually even got another interview, which I don't know what I forgot the name of the platform as well. So probably those guys might post theirs maybe by next week. I don't know when, but in everything there's something that's been consistent, and that's the vision. The vision, it's not whatever is happening right now, it's, should I say, a teaser of what I see, or what we see. The goal of the House of What Barbie Trading Network is basically to empower a minimum of 10,000 traders. So we're currently about 450, maybe 440 or so. So we still have like a long way go to get into the 10,000 traders mark. And in between, there are a lot of things that I have stated out for the Bybit Trading Network, which as we unravel them part time and unroll them and get on part time per week or per month, we get to see how amazing the whole network is designed for everybody to benefit. So see this as an opportunity to change your life. See this as an opportunity to transform your life forever, because this is like the core vision of the House of Wealth. The core vision of the House of Wealth is taking it to like a higher level, taking it to the next level, and see it as an empowerment to provide the right head start for you to be able to get to whatever dream, whatever thing you are anticipating of, whatever thing you are wishing for. I think the one of the videos I did, which was from TikTok, I stated there clearly that the House of What Bible Trading Network is not being designed so that probably in the next couple of months we now turn it to, let's say, a paid platform where I would say for someone to join, come and pay me. No. It's the vision. That's not actually the vision for me to turn it from a freemium platform to a paid platform. It's not efficient. It's going to get to a point whereby it's going to be exclusive. So most likely from January next year, it's going to be exclusive. So all these things that I'm posting, I will definitely stop it, in the sense whereby it becomes exclusive and anybody who is not in is not in. And I won't even take any payment. I won't even be taking payments for that. So it's going to be designed in a way that it's going to be exclusive, and only those who are already in can actually provide access for people who are outside to come in. So what I have in mind is something that nobody in the world of crypto, in the world of forex, in the world of trading, in the whole wide world has ever done. And that's why I'm not going to talk about it here. I won't talk about it, but it is strange, it is unique, it is amazing. So, and I believe we are not in competition with anybody. We are just building the right part that God have designed for us to have part time. So understand the vision. Whatever you are doing, whether you're sharing about or talking to people about the Bible Trading Network, basically this is the vision, and have it in the back of your mind so that you are a part of it, and your own result, your own testimony is definitely going to be able to speak out for others and produce one. So secondly, for those of you who are just joining, and probably if you just joined this week recently, or if you just joined last week, if you just joined the House of Wood Bible Trading Network, I would say for everybody who joined, there's a post or a message that actually sends to you on your DM, your private message, whether it's on WhatsApp or Twitter or Facebook or Telegram, whatever, that says make sure you watch the 6 pinned videos before joining, before taking any trades. The reason is because there is a way I trade, there is a way I think, there is a method I use that has proven to be consistent over the years. And for each sector, for Forex, there's a method. For crypto, there's a method. For indices, there's a method. And we have developed the best method there is when it comes to trading in cryptos. And the method is definitely designed in a way whereby you're never to ever get to the point whereby your account is liquidated. Anybody who is in the Bybit trading network that ever gets to liquidate their account is because they did not adhere to the method, or most likely have not watched the videos. So it's important you go back to the videos to watch. I stated something on Twitter as a while ago that the illiterates of the 21st century are not those who do not know how to read and write, but those who do not know how to unlearn and relearn. And why do I say that? It is because many of you have been taught a lot of things, which, honestly speaking, I'm not going to speak down on any tutor or mentor or trader out there. Everybody teaches what they can, what they know. But most of you, with what you've been taught, you are still liquidating your account, losing money. You are not making progress. So that means that what you have been taught is not working for you. And that is why what I teach, the method I teach, is important. It's the first thing you want to do, because by the time you go through everything, all the 6 videos, what happens is that it brings you to a particular scale of understanding that I have. So you can literally now operate on that scale of understanding, and every other person who is having results, you can also have your own results and grow from there. And excuses are for failure. So we are not functioning based on excuses. We're functioning based on results. So it's important. Watch every single one of those videos. That is when it comes to trading, that is the only way you can make progress. If you're not willing to put in time to learn, you will definitely not make progress. You will just be in this near success syndrome when you're to be progressing on a larger scale. Now, let's move on to our last session. Our last session, we started the emotional intelligence class, which is basically designed to help every one of us propel us to have the needed results we should be getting out of the trading world, out of the Bybit trading network. So you get to learn from me, from my expertise, from my knowledge, and solve why we are solving the two most important or two major problems of traders when it comes to the industry, which is greed and impatience. And basically, if you understand the last session we had, you understand why it is very necessary and very important. So it's going to be a weekly thing. So we hold once every week or once every 2 weeks. I get to teach us and we go through again. Now, if you haven't watched or listened to the first session we had on emotional intelligence, the best thing you will ever do for your life and for your trading career, for your trading journey, is to go back and watch the video. Every video that we have done in the past we created a playlist, and I posted the playlist already, which is here. Let me do this. So I posted the playlist for us, and it's even on the pin channel. So on the playlist, these videos are uploaded there, which is our Bybit Trading Network playlist. And you can go there, you can download it to your YouTube app on your mobile phone and watch it even when you're offline and go through it. Why? Because there are certain statements I'm going to make, certain things I'm going to teach, which I will not be repeating in the next episodes as well. And by the time, and also if I continue in the next episode, there are other sorts of things I'm going to build up from the previous one that you might get lost in, you might get confused in. And I won't take any questions from someone who has not even watched the previous videos. That's why most persons who get to come to my DM and probably you're asking one question or the other, I just ask one thing. Have you watched the videos? And some will lie they have watched. At the end of the day, discover that they haven't watched. Some will say they have started, but they haven't finished. And I say, go back and watch the videos, because I'm not running anywhere. Those who are trading with me alongside and posting setups, they are not running anywhere. The house with Bybit trading network, we are not running anywhere. The network is going to run through this year, run into next year. So it's not running anywhere. So you're not in a hurry. There have been trades, there is still trades going on, and there will still be trades. All you just have to do is tell yourself what is most important per time, and then you have to first of all do that by going back to watch those videos, which is quite important from our last session. So let's dive into today's session. What are we going to be talking about today? So we are building on the previous session, and a lot of things I have actually thought about the previous session. And like I said, I think someone asked the question on my DM today, and I told you that, and I made it very straight up to the person. I said, see, the way I teach, my method of teaching, my strategies, my trading is different from 90 to 99% of people who teach trading in cryptos and futures and all that. Is different from a lot of them. And believe me, I'm not trying to belittle anybody or so, but the most successful trading signal platforms when it comes to cryptos in this space, I mean every single one of them. I mean, when I say I mean every single one of them, be it 20, 30, 40, 50, I mean every single one of them. And I'm not going to rate anybody, but I know the ones that are just bragging and blabbing and the ones that literally genuinely have results. And maybe if they are like 50, out of that 50, maybe only 5 are literally what they say they are. But this is the thing here. The thing here is, what you want to do is accept the fact that you need to learn how to unlearn and relearn. That's the only way you can now scale and profit. Because when you have a particular condition mind that it must be like this, you cannot come with the mindset that has not been working for you, and you come here and it won't be possible. It won't be possible. So when you start watching this video, what happens is that it has in your mind. And now some people's IQ or learning capacity are different. Some people grab things very, very fast, and some people are very, very slow. So if you discover that you are on the slow side and you're not on the fast side, what you want to do is that you want to watch, rewatch. Let it be your textbook, for crying out loud. You know, it's just like when we're in school, you want to have a test, you want to have an exam, you have textbooks, you go back to them over and over again because you forget things. So that's what you do to the Bybit Trading Network videos we have available. We have about 6 of them currently. You go back to them, you go through them again. If you have an issue, you don't understand what is being said, and then you get better. You get understanding very well. So let's go into what we have for today. The first thing I want to say is, understand that the market is a human being. Understand that the market is a human being. And the easier it is for you to read a human being or read a person, the easier it will become for you to read even the crypto markets. The market, whether it's crypto, whether it's Forex. I told you guys that it is all emotions and people understanding. And I said that people who teach you that for you to be a successful trader, you have to keep your emotions is a lie, and it is not true. There is no successful trader who has their emotions killed, because it's more like saying that for you to be able to swim in the river as a fish, you don't need the water. The water is what determines the river, is what makes up the river. You can't swim without water. Water makes the river, but the water is everything. So in other words, in trading, emotions is everything. So there's nothing like kill emotions. It is not possible. So the only thing that is possible is that you get to know how to control and channel your emotions. Because the market is a human being. So as a human being, we are all emotional. So when you're looking at the crypto market, you're looking at the Forex market, whatever market you're looking at the chart, what you're looking there is the way you're going to relate to a human being. When you begin to think, that's where you should relate. This is why most people who are very, very good in trading and extremely good in trading, they are very, very good in human perception. They're very, very good in being able to read people. Because if the easier it is for you to read a person, the easier it is for you to read the market. Read the market. And you understand how human beings were very, very complex. And that is how it is. That is basically how it is. It's all about emotions and people understanding. So if you meet a guy, let me say you're a guy now and you get to meet a girl, you get to meet a lady, and you want to probably make that person the love of your life, or you want to get in a relationship with a person. You don't focus on trying to predict how the girl is going to behave or how the guy is going to behave, because it will only end in most of the times disappointments, breaking of your hearts, and we always hear a lot of terrible stories. But when we get to used to the person, what happens is that you begin to say, I've become fond of him, I've become fond of her, so I understand him or I understand her. Now, look at the most successful relationships, the most successful marriages is born out of when you become so used and fond to this person, you have now understood the person. Now, let's look at your BFF, for example, your best friend or your closest parties or so. They have understood you and they have gotten used to you. So, both your mess up, your this, they just know that it is your pen. So, tomorrow you might be a very angry person. They don't even know that you'll be angry, but they just, this had this thing. Then you should respond to him like this so you will have peace. So because they've understood you, they now know how to respond. Now the problem why many of us will never have good success in our trading results, our trading career, is because we are taught to learn how to predict the markets, not being taught to learn how to understand the markets. These are two different things. When you're only taught how to predict the markets, you will end up being a technical analyst and not necessarily a successful trader. If you watch the 7 videos I did on trading, I say that there's a difference between a technical analyst and a successful trader. A technical analyst is somebody who can analyze the charts. You can say, okay, this is what is going to happen, this is what is going to happen. But are you making profit? Are you making money? There are 90% of people who can trade, both tutors, teachers, mentors, whatever students, they can trade. But are you literally making money out of the trade? That's what differentiates somebody who is just an analyst from a successful trader. Are you literally making money? Don't just tell me this is going to happen. Are you actually going to put your money where your mouth is and make money out of it? Now, this is why we have so many signal groups, so many signal platforms, yet we have little results. This is the main thing. And now we are being taught, okay, how can I predict that Bitcoin is going to go again? It is a good thing to understand it. But this is when it becomes your only focus, whenever you get to predict and it doesn't work out, it eats you up. But what should be your focus? In fact, what it becomes the key and most important thing is that when you understand the market, it becomes easy to predict it because your focus is not predicting, your focus is just understanding it. You're not used to it. It's just like your baby. So sometimes when I make a statement like, I'm a god in this market, Bitcoin is my playground, that statement, it's like I've become so attuned to this thing that there's certain things I can't teach it. There's certain things I can't teach, not because I don't want to teach. It's just like, let's say a guy wants to come and trust, let's say my cousin, or maybe a niece of mine, my niece, and he's asking, I could give you tips, like, okay, this is based on what I know, how she behaves, how she responds, but I won't do that for you. I won't do that for you. I'll just this hard. Now you now have to take that and then know how to practicalize it and get. So those are like a major point and selling point. So when you become used to the market, what happens is that you begin to develop useful ideas, useful tips that becomes peculiar to you. So the most important thing is that every successful trader has an edge in the market. And that edge is is basically how well they have understood the market and gotten used to the market as a human being. So, because what we work in Forex might not work in cryptos. What we work in cryptos might not work in, what's it called? In stocks. Now, when it comes to the crypto space, for example, what works for Bitcoin is not even what works for altcoins. And the more I trade, for example, the more I begin to develop my own patterns. So what what we call Wyckoff was developed by Richard Wyckoff. What we call what they call ICT was developed by the guy, forgotten the ICT guy's name that most traders use or so. SMC was developed by somebody, I do not know. Different patterns developed by somebody. And if you notice, most times I begin to write certain patterns and I impute my own terms. Why am I putting my own terms? I begin to see things. I began to understand the market in my own way. I understand the market in my own way, not in the way that anybody thought or anybody. Why? Because it becomes my own strategy, or should I say, my own method that works over time. But it's because of one thing. I grow to begin to understand it. So if your focus should be on predicting it, we just end up, you get it right a few times, and then you get lost. But when you start getting used to it, you getting understanding to it, what happens is that your accuracy begins to increase. Your accuracy begins to improve. So it's because I understand it, that's why I'm at peace. Now, imagine you have a child, and you know that your child is always going home, always coming back home late. Unless your child comes by 8 p.m. or by 9 p.m., and you become used to your child. If you become used to your child, the only time you ever get worried that something bad has happened to your child is when you do not see your child by 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. So you'll not be waiting. Once it's 10 p.m., you start panicking. 11 p.m., you start panicking. That is not the cause to worry. But when you're used to, okay, 8 p.m. is when my child is used to come back late. And even if maybe something bad happened, pata 9 p.m., you will not be bothered. This is the reason to having emotional peace. So when you understand the market as a human being, and then you begin to approach it that way, you now know that, okay, what I expect to happen is not how it will do. No be this market again. Now, so now you just when you don't do, it is take. It's understanding. Let me show you guys something. I kind of I did a screenshot, I think so, because I think I've been posting the good part, but I did a screenshot. There was this trade I entered on BTC. I entered the trade, but honestly, I forgot to close it in profits when it gave us profit. So by the time I could check it later on, it's already moved because I'm trading both accounts, both the big accounts because of the ongoing challenge and then the smaller accounts. And it's already moved. And this is the challenge, the small account that's currently at 5K, 4,000 something, or so almost 5K. But this was the trade. This was the trade. I forgot this. Let me post it. I forgot this. So I forgot this, and it was at 29,077. And a very funny or silly mistake even happened where I think if not for that mistake, I should be like on 6K, if not 7K now. The mistake that happened was that I don't know if I was one that sets the stop loss or so. So when it got stopped out, certain money was cut. But it's still a good thing by that way. But if you see here, I forgot to close it when it went in profit, and then it came back and reversed it down to 29.9. So at 29,902, I was at minus 72%, which is minus 1,000 something dollars already. And it got to 30K and this, so which was when I dropped the trade entries and all that also. And so that means at a particular point in time, I was at minus 80, minus 80, minus 90. I don't even know again, but it went really high. So but I was like minus almost $1,500 around that range or so at a particular point in time. So and if you check like now, I think that this particular trade, I added positions to it. Actually, added positions to it, and it's currently somewhere around okay. So So it's currently starting around 29.3 something. So I added positions to it. I think 0.6 to make it about 2 BTC. So it's like around that area. So that's like 0.6 BTC. So my intention, I actually layered the sell entries above. So that should have make it up to like 3 BTC or 3 Bitcoin, but it didn't pick those sell trades above. But it just picked the 0.6 and then it's down to like 39%, and that's like minus 400. I think when it came down to about $200 or so, as the market was like going down. So I'm going to like delete this probably maybe after the session. But this is the point. The point is the only time I should get worried is if my child comes more than 10 p.m. So my child is to come 8 p.m. usually if there's anything 9 p.m. and if it gets 10. Okay. So I'm like, okay, if this is what is happening, then why should I be bothered? And knowing fully well what matters is hope my risk is in check. Hope my risk is in check. So if my risk is in check, probably this is what I'm going to be risking. This is what I'm going to be losing at this particular point in time. And if you remember clearly, I said something the other time in I think the first episode we did about how I trust more on my BTC trades than probably any other trades. So I kind of risk the highest, but I don't advise anybody to do that as well. But I risk the high because I've gotten to understand. So when I say it is my playground, it means like this guy has become my friend, and I understand it as a human being and how it's gonna behave. And I'm not panicking because I understand it. It's not because I can predict it, it's because I can understand it. Because of course, you come here, you change an analysis to this. The next time you now change it again to this, you now change it. Why you change it? Because you just understand that this is how this guy is flowing. Not because you're able to like predict that okay, to move from here. No. So because I just flow with it, and guess what? Because I flow with it, I'm at peace with it, and I'm profitable with it at the end of the day. So that is why we use stop loss. That is why we set our stop loss. That's why we have our stop loss and all that put in check, because the stop loss is like an example. The illustration I'm giving you guys now are like, okay, this might be the time, I know that this thing should have passed, and when you should be worried and not as well. So basically that is it, and that is like key factor for that as well. So let me go over to the next thing, which is going to be the final thing I'm going to teach for today. Now, the best trades occur most times when the masses, when the majority of people have actually been stopped out of the trade, and because for the market makers, those who are the whales who manipulate the market, who control the market, or who move the market, there's a need for liquidity to actually be engineered in those trades. And for liquidity to be engineered, there's a way it has to behave. So I think I'll try to come in. Let me share my screen. So let's look at USDT.D. If you look here, what is happening is that, of course, we knew that prices to come into this level 7.31 and then buy from here, but it extended a bit even lower here. Why did it extend a bit lower? It extended a bit lower because liquidity has to be engineered. And now all of us who decide to buy from here, because of course, no matter how good I am definitely not the only person who is seeing this thing. I know you hear traders who will be like, I'm buying, the whole market is selling. I'm selling, the whole market is buying. It is not true. There's nobody that does what the whole market is doing. There will always be people who see what you see. They might not be using the same method as you, the same strategy as you, but there will definitely be somebody somewhere in different part of the world who is seeing what you see. So this is why I said there is no strategy that is more superior to anybody's strategy. The only thing that is superior to another person's, it is the personality. Our personality is what makes the difference, not our strategy. Strategies are good, but personalities is the king. If you can master personality and emotional intelligence, you can master any trading strategy in the world. And now this is a pure concept. So definitely, those of us who are buying here, we want to be stopped out. And if we get stopped out, what happens? It means that liquidity is being engineered for a move up. Now, let us use, there's a trade that I sent today. I don't even know the name of that trade again. What was that trade? Is this C98? Okay, let's look at C98. So if you look at C98, it hits both TP 1560. My own trade have not closed. Wahala. I'm coming now. I want to check something. There might be a need to close this guy sooner or later. So let me go back to what we're saying. If you look here now, these levels I indicates are probably areas where people would have been trying to sell this C98. Now, when you're seeing the C98, this is the last point I want to make. The good trades are always the hard trades. When I mean the good trades are always the hard trades, what I mean is that they are emotionally difficult. Because for crying out loud, how are you going to explain that you should sell C98 when it's just buying? For how many hours it's been buying? But in this buy now, what you get to see most times is that so many persons would have most likely been liquidated. So many persons would have most likely been liquidated. And then we're at a level whereby, okay, we expect that this market is going to buy from and hit our TP1, hit our TP2, and our TP3 as well. So this is key, and this is very important. This is key, and it is very important. Very important. It is key and it's very important. So you have to master the art of what I'm saying. So you see, this is a run-up hard and whatever has happened and where it is today. So if you check, I think there was another trade I talked about. Is it Habab? Yeah, what's it called? HBR.US, let's say. Oh, okay. So look at Harbor as well. So if you look here, a channel is being formed on Harbor. Probably something like this. Something like this is being formed. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's one. So this is complete now. Like I said, there are 3 touches that confirms the trend, and then the next 4th one is going to be a break of structure. So it's either the 4th one is going to come from here and then price breaks below, or it's going to come here as well. That thing I said about 3, 4 touch and all that, I didn't read it anywhere. It's just mere own observation and understanding the market. Just like I'm telling you guys, that when you begin to understand the market, you begin to see certain things that you just know, okay, this is how this thing works, how this thing is expected. When I talk about 3, 4 touches, it is not because I read it anywhere. It's because this is what validates when it comes to cryptos, and this is what happens and I've seen. So basically, that is understanding. Now, if you look here, for every time that the price extends, trades are being stopped out. Trades are being stopped out. There's a massive liquidity rush. Whatever has happened here is a massive liquidity rush, a massive liquidity rush, a massive liquidity rush. And then what happens? At that point, the emotions become difficult. Your emotions become difficult. Should you sell this thing now? Shouldn't you know? Is it not going to just buy up a little bit more? At that tense, that's where it's just like Dodge. Let me check Dodge. I don't even know the particular. Is it this? So this is Dodge. Now, if you look at Dodge, I initially did this. I do this most times. So I analyzed Dodge and I set a trade entry and then a stop loss. And then this was this one I actually gave us, the one above. The entry at 0.7663. Now, when I analyzed this, I analyzed it because normally this is what people are going to do. People are going to enter the sell. And guess what? They were stopped out. So when I saw this stopped out, I knew that, okay, even if it doesn't get to our exact point, it is time to sell Dodge. Why? Because people who understand this, and most people who would have taken this trade are people who trade ICT. Most people who trade ICT would have taken this trade and they would have been stopped out and to still move in their direction also. So now this comes like in extra confluence. So most times I always ask myself, where will majority of people take this particular trade I'm taking now? Where will majority of people take this trade? And then I set it. I set the entry, I set the stop loss, just like majority is gonna do. And then I wait for it to get stopped out. And if it gets stopped out, it validates the next entry, then I enter it and it goes down. So, but this is the thing, sometimes some people have learned that, okay, when they get stopped out, they see entered. Why? Because they've been able to understand that, okay, the good trades are always the hard trades, but they are emotionally difficult as well. And that's why sometimes you see whenever I post a setup, I sometimes I decide to come back and I probably do a voice note or draw a chart. So you basically like have a preview of, okay, this is what we are looking at, this is what we are anticipating, this is the reason of what we are trying to want to get as well. So I've mentioned like 4 different points in today, and that's where I'm definitely going to stop for today as well. So before we go, there's some of you who've been you've been in the platform for over a month now. You've been taking the trades, you've been having a good level of success and all that. So if you've been taking the trades for about a month now, so you've been in the network for about a month or so, and you want to share your experience, so 1 or 2 persons might get to hear from your experience and all that, just request and then I'm going to unmute you to say 1 or 2 things for the next few minutes. 1, 2, 3 persons. Okay. I just unmuted Money.
Good evening, Shifu. Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening.
Oh, okay. First things first, I would love to say that it's actually insightful to be here and all. I've been here for a month, and it's been a roller coaster of emotions, right? And I would say that being here has really helped my experience, my trading experience, because my first trading journey, I abandoned it because I lost a lot of money. One, because of emotional intelligence. Two, it was my first time trying to trade. So after that, I think this joining Bybit training this thing, then trading is like my second experience at trading. And at first, I had like PTSDs from my older stuff, so I had to keep going. At first, I lost money. I
Yeah.
got it back. Then I think I texted you today, Shifu, and I was telling you that what happened to me. So I think from what I would tell anybody that is in this place, right? The greens is not yours until you have secured it.
Mm.
The greens, they are never yours until you have taken profit. Because no matter how they look green and they are going up and you are happy, it's just like in a flash, it could just go to red. So you should always learn to know how to strike a balance between your taking profits and knowing when to stop in general is like what I want to say. Because if you
Yeah.
don't, it will just take you to where you don't know, like it did to me yesterday. But
Yeah.
I really learned a lot. Then another thing is Shifu has already given us a trading strategy. But they will always say to whom brain is given, sense expected. So I think you should maybe have a strategy to how you take profits, right?
Mm.
Maybe if you have a strategy to how you take profit, it's going to also help you to make profits. Because let's say you want to wait till your trade gets to 50% or get to 100%, then maybe you take a 50% profit, or maybe if you wait till you get to 200%, then you take a 100% profit, then move your stop loss to entry point and all. But just have a strategy to make you take profit, and just have like a profit level or profit margin, right? So that it's
Yeah.
just going to help you move, because at the end of the day, a $1 profit. Like, I want to use it as an example. A $1 in profit is better than a $1 in loss, because
Mm.
your account has grown by $1 instead
Mm.
of you losing your account by $1. So it's something you have to also know as a person, because I've learned it the hard way. I'm telling you from experience, I've learned it the hard way. Then another thing is this: instructions is very, very important in this group. Like I've learned that instructions is very, very important in this group. Like sometimes people will type something and go and edit it. Make sure that what that thing they have typed, you go and check it back again, because sometimes they can edit it and you miss a vital instruction. And sometimes they might just send like 2, 3 messages before you know it, you have missed something. So it's very, very important to be like vigilant and follow instructions, because if you follow instructions, it's going to like save you from a lot of stuff than what has happened to me. Because I know that there are some instructions that I miss, and when I come back to the group and people are posting, I'm like, where did this happen? And it was like, oh God, I missed this. So how did I miss it? So that's like something else someone has to learn. Instructions are really, really, really important, because what you know, what you know is is like a sword. What you don't know is like a poison. It's a poison. So it's
Yeah.
going to kill you. Then what you know is like a sword. It's going to help you to fight. So
Yeah.
that let me just stop here. Then I don't know if it's later, but I have a question.
I don't want to take questions today.
Oh, okay, no problem then.
Yeah, we'll take questions next time. So basically, what money is saying is very important. The first thing that is important is profit you have not taken is not yours. Even if it's showing in green, even if it's showing in PN, it's not yours. And I would try to tell you guys and encourage you to focus more on your growth of your account over time. The growth of your account over time, it's so amazing. There are about 4 persons that sends me their testimonies today that is actually unique. I might post them tomorrow. I might not. I might post them tomorrow. But each of the testimony has something that is peculiar, and that is growing the account over time. You're not focusing on just to make all your life savings in one trade. No, no, no. You don't do that. You don't do that. When you want, there are sizable risks that you take when your account has grown to a particular level. So you just keep on building like that, building like that, building like that, and then it scales. And like I said, instructions are very, very important when you look at, okay, what is this person saying, what that person is saying, and you devise your own profit taking strategy. Because my own profit taking strategy, I gave the universal strategy for everybody. And even after giving the universal strategy for everybody, is to ensure that everybody is on the safe side and everybody wins together. Now, personally, as a person, I follow that strategy as well. Anytime I try not to follow my strategy, even me myself, I get bonds. That's how funny this the market is as well. So, but as long as you adhere to it, it helps you. Remember, I talked about how to in the emotional intelligence session. I taught how can you control your emotions. I say that is about implementing a set of rules that helps to keep you in check. And I told that in the first session. So every man is saying is very, very important, and it's from a place of experience, which is definitely going to help every one of you guys. And now, like I told you, and I still emphasize it, if you see whatever is happening, it's trading is just about you cannot see even the people who are the best traders. We are all emotions human beings. Even the ones that will tell you their emotions is a lie. If you lose money, it will pain you. If I lose money, it will still pain me. But the difference is I have gotten to a balanced state of mind that I know that losses are certain, but wins should outweigh the losses. I should have more wins than losses, and therefore, as long as I keep on having more wins than losses, my account is growing and making more money, and that's the goal. Make more money. Account is growing. Enjoy your life and all that. Sometimes I tell people that okay, there's somebody that had a sibling of mine. He had a forest account, and I told him he traded the account from $200 a bit $100, I don't know, so to like 600 a bit $700, yeah, around that range. And he said he wants to do this, he wants to. I said that the thing you want to do is going to spend you some, is going to cost some money. Withdraw from the $700 and use it. He said no, no, no. He wants to take the $700 to this, to that, to this. When he started saying that, I just know what is about to happen. And I'm like, you have an urgent need, and the money you traded can solve it. Pull out from there and solve it. Or at least pull out your capital and then let you know that whatever you're trading with is profits. It helps your emotions. All these things. He did not do what I said. He left, and then after like 2 weeks later, he came back. That the account that he's in drawdown, he's in minus $500. And at his account, I think he has $200, a bit $250 left. And it was what we were saying that, please, can I help him trade it to like 4x? Maybe I know I can trade it to like $1,000 for him now if I decide to do it in a few days. I said, I don't even have time. I don't even have time. The only reason I'm even answering him is because he's a relative of mine. He's somebody he's related to me. But I don't even have that time any longer. I don't have time. I don't trade for anybody. Even there are people who are giving me accounts of $500,000, $400,000, 700. I they turn them down. I don't have time. So, like, it's not your. I said I will dash you money, and I gave him money. So that's the thing. I said, but you see this account thing. And I said, oh yeah, go and pay two person. So I looked out for people in my list who teach. And okay, this boy is trying, he's doing very well. Go and pay him and learn whatever. If you're confused, come and meet me. I will attend to you and answer you and all that. So and I gave him access to the course, my course for him to go through. So this is key. It's important. Everybody develops something. I think there was somebody that did that said they make like, is it $50 to $100 per day? And I don't know how much he said he used to make on the last session. And for example, now let's say that person, I don't know who that person was or is, but I know somebody here said it in the last live session. Now, if the person is making that amount of money, now it will be wise that okay, if he's making $50 every day, he withdraws half of that money and spend it. Just spend it. There's something that happens to your emotions when you spend trading money. When you start spending it, you start eating what you're making. There's a different feeling altogether. There's a different feeling altogether. You just spend it. Even if it's $20, just eat it. Say, this money I come out from here, I just spend that. I started doing this when I was making $20 or $50, $30. I started this long time ago. So till now, it's a pattern. It's a pattern. So for me, my own expenses, like for this exchange account, I told you guys, going to be the foundation and the giveaway and stuff I'm going to be doing. That's going to be my own expense, not like on myself. But if I'm to do that on myself, I have other channels that are giving me money and other businesses or so. But if I'm to do that, so that's going to be like, okay, my fuel, like, oh, I'm spending this thing to do the good I already have in mind and blah, blah, blah. That is me. So to you, it could be something else. It could be that, okay, you want to get a wristwatch, you want to get a phone, you want to buy something for your parents. As you make money at the end of the week, withdraw something, either at the end of the week or on a daily basis. You just develop a routine that works for you. The route that works for you, and then you know that okay, at least this thing is pulling out something for me. To some persons, this is going to change their life forever. To some persons, it will be like a daily income stream. Everybody's results will differ. Okay, so I will take one or two other persons. You've been in the platform for about a month. You've been trading. You've been having results. You've been making success and you're making wins. You want to share your experience or your knowledge or say something. You can request for the mic. Money has spoken, and then I will unmute you. Press exchange. Okay. I don't know. Oh, someone was requesting. I
Hello.
muted the person. Okay. Yes, go ahead.
Good evening, Shifu. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
Um, I just want to share more light on what the previous person said. Um, Actually, my own experience. I've been in this platform for over a month now, and after buying your course, Shifu, I saw tremendous changes in my trading and both forex and crypto. And I do want to say thank you for everything you've been doing. Um, what I want to share more light on is the trade which we took, I think that was last week, on SPR, which I made quite an amount of money on my account. And then because of this emotional intelligence which I was lacking then, I blew the account. I took some
Okay.
certain things which I shouldn't have taken, and I lost that money, which I have recovered from because I've learned my mistake. So
Yeah.
it is very, very advisable that when you have a mentor, you tend to listen and obey instructions. Yes, I am kind of a person who takes crazy risks. I remember sharing this with you, Shifu. The time I got your course, I said to you that I wanted to go into forex, and you said no. Just make sure you grab the knowledge on crypto before going to forex. I remember that's what you said.
Yeah.
And then I stubbornly went into forex. I funded my account, and then with the strategy I learned from you, I made profits. From $100, I moved the account to 700, which I withdrew. And trust me, ever since then till now, I haven't been able to make a substantial amount of profit, which I had to now go back to your course to start studying and reading. So
Yeah.
I'm now focused on crypto now, which I am actually learning. So I had to phone back my crypto account again, my Bybit account. And now yesterday and today I've made profits, which I have now, I would say my emotions are now balanced because the losses in which I incurred last week, I don't see myself making the same mistake again.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really excited and I'm saying thank you for everything. That's just all I want to say.
Okay, thank you very much, M. Chris. So, guys, there's something that is very important. I want to draw from M. Chris' statement, and one more person should speak after M. Chris. So, if you want to be that one more person, request for the mic. But now, let me say this. I said this in the last session. We should do not allow your profits get to your head, and do not allow the losses get to your heart. It's a deep statement, but it's a statement that if you can understand this and get this, it will help you drastically very well. Do not allow the profits get to your head, and do not allow the losses get to your heart. Why do I live the kind of life I live? Why do I get to do things the way I'm doing things? Despite with how accurate I am, most of you who've been following me for years now, you discover that it's even like recently I started like posting more, more of what we're doing. I'm like every day, like putting it out there most times. Sometimes I call create and do this and stuff, and I just even post about it that okay, this and that. I'll just leave it like that as well. Maybe I'll post about like 1 month later. It's just this period because of the Bybit Trading Network. I'm doing this more frequent, but this is the reason because I've in fact almost almost all the people who mentor me actually like that as well. You don't see them trying to brag that because we don't control the markets. We don't control the market. I just try them no matter that doesn't mean that the like I told you guys, the key is not being able to the key is understanding. You just know that you now have a particular understanding that I know this person, this person fit this kind of thing. I understand. And the more you understand, the more confident you become. And then there are times you will now start learning how to now take calculated risk. But the calculated risk you'll be taking will be from a place of understanding and not from a place of prediction or not from a place of emotional exuberance, emotional laxity. It's going to be from a place of understanding. And at that point, you now begin to enjoy. You now begin to enjoy. If you are here and you've not watched the 7 days of trading wisdom I did, you are definitely not even a serious person. You have to go to YouTube and watch those videos. Because you see, one of the things I emphasized that I talked about in those YouTube videos is about the power of mindsets. Power of mindsets. Mindset is very, very important. Very, very important. What you believe, your greatest asset as a trader is your mindset. What you believe is what you receive. There are people who believe, like if you look at the post I made today, there are people who believe that you can't even make money in a bear market. There are people who also believe that that you cannot be profitable in futures. You will definitely lose. There are people who believe these things. And I gave you guys a practical example of how I started synthetic indices. How everybody who I knew around who was a trader was saying that you cannot make big money in synthetic indices. You can't do this, you can't do that. What I did was that I shifted my way from listening to those voices and became close to the people that is speaking the voice I want. And who were they speaking the voice? Bliss. I've hosted Bliss before on the House of Wealth. I think I hosted him on an AMA where he talked about how he made his first $1 million from trading synthetics in trading. I hosted him. Is it last 2 years? I think 2021. I don't even know when I hosted him again. That was on the House of Wealth channel. And I haven't hosted Solomon, but anytime I can actually call Solomon and host him anytime I want as well. Solomon is trying too as well. But these guys were speaking my kind of language. What was the kind of language? They are telling that this thing is possible. And I'm seeing these guys doing this thing is possible. And I have to say, if these guys can do this thing, if it's possible, then why are these people saying this otherwise? Why are they saying something different? And whatever they've spoken became their reality. What I spoke became my own reality. It's just like when you start trading. Do you know what my family said about me? When they say that every time I'm pressing my phone. I can recall one of those days. My dad was like, there was like a family meeting. My dad was like, try and be focusing on your books, even though there's no money. Just try and be focusing on your study because your thing is not stable. There's no money coming in, and you're just getting worse and worse and worse. There are times like that. My siblings say this phone where they press every time, nothing they come out of we never see anything. Oh God, all those statements. They be like as if I'll be telling them this thing will work. This thing will work. This thing, and it will be like sometimes the last.
You know what made it? This is the first time I'm giving my material.
Sometimes the last set of persons who ever get to believe you is your family. That's it. Most times is your family. By the end of the day, they'll be the ones who get to even enjoy a lot from you, because at the end of the day, everybody in my family now wants to learn trading. Every single person wants to learn trading. That's how powerful it is. Trading can change your life. It's changing my life. It will change your life, and it can just keep on getting better and better and better. But it begins with the mindset. What do you believe? I don't care whatever point you are in, whatever aspect you are in, whatever your capital is, anything is possible to him that believes. Somewhere in the Holy Book, it says that to him that believes anything is possible. Then it's another place, it now says that with God, all things are possible. Now, a person who believes is in the same level with God. If all things is possible with God, all things is possible to a person who believes. I'm not saying a person who goes to church, a person who's a Christian. I'm saying a person who believes. This is why if Elon Musk can believe he can do anything, he will do anything, regardless of his religion. So if Shifu can believe I'm going to do anything, I can and I will do anything, regardless of my religion. If Timmy will believe that he can do anything, he will do anything regardless of religion. This thing is regardless of religion. It begins with, do you believe? Do you believe that if you are here, you're going to make progress? You can make progress. So there will be that battle with the past and the present projecting for your future. And the trainings and the stuff we are doing is trying to put you in that place. So my things I do is just probably to encourage you guys. When I share setup, share sync screenshots, share proofs, you're basically to encourage you guys to see that okay, it's working. And if it's working, it's definitely going to work for me as well. So a lot has been said so far. We've started the introduction, the vision, and so many things. So let's just enter this session. So currently right now, we have certain opportunities that are going on. We have the ongoing referral context. And obviously, 90% of people who are joining came through me, but the other 10% are for people who are sending. So it's going to be running for the next couple of days or so and weeks. So you want to engage in it. Now, simply trade bono link, give it to whoever you're inviting, share them to join in. Once they join, all you just want to do is that everybody you invite, whether you send them to me or not, just note down their UID, note down their names and their UID as a person. So by the time the referral contest is over, I'll be posting a form requesting that, okay, you said you invite people, how many persons did you invite? Write in the names and the UID, and then my team is going to cross-check it, and then we're going to award those who are going to be on the winning side for the context as well. Then I'll be announcing about the next giveaway I want to do for the House of Wealth. And when I'm announcing that giveaway, part of the giveaway is going to be for the account funding. So there's going to be like a test. So it won't be like I'll just carry $200 or $100 or $500 and just give it to just for no. There'll be a test that those who are qualified for it, those who will pass it, I will give a test, which is this is my money. This is my money. It's not like Bybit it's Bybit's money. It's personally my money. I'm going to be doing that, and I'm going to do it from the trading accounts fund as well that I'm going to make it available for us. So the funding opportunity is going to be available in the next couple of weeks as well. That'll be announced. And right now the referral contest is on. Actually, the trading challenge is currently going on. Context, which is the WSOT. I think about 100,000 traders or more than that are currently trading, and about 800 and something squads. Currently, we are around top 200, but we are supposed to be top 100. And the reason we're not top 100 is because some of you are not following instructions and trading actively. So if everybody follows instructions and start getting more results, definitely we easily jump into top 100, as it should be as well. So we are just basically, 40 something or so on the squad. So, and many persons, we have about 430 persons here, not everybody in, and definitely, even yet, despite the fact that we're just 42 or 43, we're like just 10% of us actually joined the squad, yet we are still top 200. It's crazy. So that means if everybody here joined, definitely we'll be like top 50 already. And we just started, the contest is still going on. So definitely that shows that on a global scale, we are good and really, really, really good at what we're doing on a global scale. So, but actually, the good thing is, for your trading, you're going to be rewarded at the end of the day. For your volume, everything you're doing going to be rewarded. I think there are about 4 parts to it, which I don't even know. Can't even explain it like right now. Maybe I'm going to explain that later on. But take advantage of the referral contest ongoing right now. The challenge is already active, and I'm posting setups almost every day, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it for us to grow our account, and which will continue for the next coming days as well. Maximize it, make money from it. Like I always say, learn how to maximize the opportunity of a lifetime in a lifetime of that opportunity, because that is how you can set yourself for life and change yourself for life. See you guys when I see you again, and I hope this session helped you very, very well. Bye for now, everybody.